Oh, yes. Woo, woo! What's up, good people? It's Eric Taylor, Big E Astrology. And who else could I have on to join me to talk about this Pisces super blue full moon for episode 159? Knowledge is love. But my amazing, amazing guest and friend, Miss Anjani Siegrist from Awake in the Dream School. How are you this evening, my friend?
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, it's definitely palpable right now with the astrology. I'm really feeling so much of it. It's good though.
Well, I think we need a little explanation to why. And you know, I always like to share some astrology placements on my show,
Hmm.
even with a fellow professional astrologer.
Yeah.
But Miss Anjani is a Pisces Sun, a Pisces Mars. What else? Anything else,
We
Pisces?
got, okay, Sun is on the south node at 17 degrees Pisces. I have Mars with Ceres at the same degree, around 6 degrees of Pisces. Then I've got Vesta, Pisces, and also Juno. So those asteroid goddesses that have to do with the feminine expressions, those are all in Pisces too. So very Pisces.
Wow. Okay. See, and I kind of knew it and remembered it, but not to that detail.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that's why you're here, and that's why we're going to get into it tonight. And we'll get to the chat. Hello, everybody, in a little bit, and we'll get to the chart in a little bit. I wanted to set the stage in the sense that the full moon, the super blue full moon, and it's blue because it's two in the month, right? We had the Aquarius on August 1st. It's a super full moon, and this one's even going to be bigger and more better tomorrow because it's super close to the Earth. That's what makes it a super. And so we could be all into what? The Pisces, the feels, all into the sensitivities, the imagination, the creativity, the emotion. It's at 7 degrees at 9:35 p.m. Eastern, 6:35 p.m. Pacific, and Universal Time over there in Great Britain, it's like 2 o'clock. So that's why it's the 30th and 31st. But it's the 30th for us here in America. And it's at 7 degrees. So the sun in Virgo at 7, opposing the Pisces, right? The Virgo Pisces, you and I, we are on that health axis. And I think what's fascinating about the chart, Anjani, that I really loved, and we'll get to it later, is that it's a Pisces ascendant. And so it being conjunct Saturn, I wanted you to take the first stab at just thinking of that. What are you sensing, feeling, and what can the collective expect having Saturn retrograde in Pisces at 3 degrees and the Pisces moon at 7 degrees tomorrow night? What's up
Okay.
there?
Yeah, we just had the sun in opposition with Saturn not too long, 3, 4 days ago,
Yes.
which I felt that really brought in this feeling, that's the palpable feeling that I'm talking about, is like, hey, we need to get this together. Like, what's the strategy? What's the plan? Who are all the puzzle pieces that are the support people in the Virgo section, and the supporting cast members, even if they're not people, but they maybe are a program that you're taking, or whoever that is in the Virgo section. That really set that up for me. The sun opposition to Saturn.
Saturn. Yeah.
And then what I'm really sensing into with the full moon, thinking back to February at the Pisces new moon,
Yes.
that was right before we had all this major movement of Saturn moving into Pisces, of Pluto moving into Aquarius. And there was a big energy of movement and change and insecurity and not knowing and being like, oh my God, what is going to happen? And so from that, 6 months later to where we are now, I'm kind of reflecting on everything that's happened in that Pisces area of my life. So I'm thinking my 11th house, where Pisces is. So it has a lot for me with 11th house. And I can see that the progress of change of what's happening. And for my idea of Saturn being there at the time of the full moon, it really adds that extra emphasis of bringing our dreams into manifest reality. Not only the dreams that we are aware of, also the dreams we're not aware of, also the unconscious patterns of like, what is it under the current of consciousness that we know or we don't know that we are engaging. You know, I had a person I used to love. I was at his house. He came home from work and just turned the TV on. And then he looked over at me. He's like, "Have you been watching TV?" I was like, "No, baby, I don't watch TV. You just walked in and turned it on." He didn't realize he had done that. So this reminds me of Pisces is that undercurrent of consciousness that we don't even really know about. And so when somebody says, "Hey, you know, you do this thing every time XYZ happens," I'm like, "Oh, really? Can you point that out to me?" Because we all have stuff, you know? And those things, that layer of consciousness is really what sets up what it is we're going to be doing, our practical reality. So Pisces and Virgo are always in opposition. They're opposing energy. So Virgo is that day-to-day practical, the way that we function. Pisces is the undercurrent. Like, what is it that makes you want to do those things that you're doing every day? And a lot of it we don't know. We're not aware of it. And then this full moon illuminates what it is that we're not aware of, and we also have the power to implant a new dream. Like in dream work, we actually have all these techniques to be able to go into the dream and plant something, and then to go meet our dream team, and to go to like actually go do stuff to change our dreams, so that when we wake up, the undercurrent of consciousness has shifted, and now the practical things that we're doing in life are different. Then guess what happens? Our reality is different.
Yes.
So I feel like this full moon is really giving us a lot of power of being able to tap into that undercurrent of consciousness. And even it's going to just be illuminated. We might not like it because Saturn's there. So it could be showing us where we're limiting ourselves, where we feel restricted in life. I recently had a business coach who was like, to move to the next level, you have to pay $6,000 to. I was like, oh, it's funny because I was like, oh, that's too much. But then I'm like, but is it too much? But then I'm like, is it a scam? You know, so that's a Saturn kind of thing of like where I felt the brakes get put on. So you know what I mean?
No, definitely. I mean, and you said a mouthful of just pure, beautiful astrological truth. And I think what I've been kind of screaming to my audience and the collective, once Saturn entered Pisces, you know, and leaving the last 6 years of it being in its home signs of Capricorn and Aquarius, I was telling everybody, and it's so important, and it's going to be even emphasized and illuminated at this full moon because of the conjunction from 3 to 7 degrees of the full moon and Saturn together, is that we need to have healthy boundaries in our lives. We need spiritual discipline. We can't talk about it anymore. It's go time, and it's been go time. And that's what the collective and God consciousness and the universe is showing us with 6 planets. Let me 6 planets in retrograde.
Yeah.
And then the Venus leaves on September 3rd. Jupiter comes to keep it at 6 on September 4th. Uranus just joined the party. So what that's asking us as a collective, right, is really, let's stop. Are we really putting in the work? Are we happy with the foundations and structures we've put in place? Have we not put the healthy boundaries in place? Are we not doing breath work and meditation and grounding and earthing and all these different things every day, right? Saturn is going to kind of be the truth speaker and tell the truth and bring things into the physical realm, right? And with it being retrograde, it's really letting us know, like, okay, I came in. Did you honor me? Because Saturn is what our karmic teacher, right? It wants us to respond to our abilities with discipline and structures. And so if we haven't done it yet, now it's going back retrograde to say, okay, I'm bringing the bus back. Are you going to get on the bus and secure your seat this time? Because stuff is happening, right? We see what happened in Maui. We see what's happening in British Columbia. We see that America and the world is on fire, literally. Okay, you can look at the Google Maps and you can see there are a multitude. Louisiana just had a fire. We just had a flooding today at my home in New York City in Times Square, right? Pipes burst. We've got the, what is it, Idella or some storm, hurricane, tornado coming to Tampa and the Gulf, the Gulf Coast in Florida tomorrow on the full moon. You can't make this up. 90-mile-per-hour winds. They're telling everybody to get the heck out of Dodge and leave. Okay, Uranus went retrograde on the 28th. I told people, by the way, you should be watching my daily astro weathers, but I told people that the weather is going to get bonkers and extreme. And this Pisces super full blue moon, it is really going to bring in the floods, the water, the tears. But what I want everyone to know and remember that is so important, especially because we still have the Venus and Mercury in retrograde, this is the time that the universe, the collective, is just screaming to us, stop, but don't stop and do nothing. Stop and put in the work. It's time to get rid of the subconscious mind programming. It's time to heal your inner child. It's time to increase and have and solidify your self-love. If you don't have self-love, you don't have anything. What they tell you on the plane, Anjani, right? Secure your mask first. Then you could help your counterparts, your children, whoever. You guys, this is not the mask that they want us to put on for COVID Part 7, that, supposedly coming up soon. Not that silly mask. The mask of discipline, self-love, right? So when Saturn sometimes can bring up the fear and anxiety, like you said, restrictions or limitations, don't think of it as a negative. Think of it as what do they do with the gold and the diamonds, right? Think of it as like the what's the word? When they're forming it and shaping it, right? And they're
tumbling, polishing.
Polishing, yes. This is what you have to do with self. Virgo Pisces, this axis at 7 degrees, and we are in a 7-year. There's no accidents. It's the spiritual awakening, right? It's Neptune K2 energy. You guys, compassion, empathy, but self-love. That's what's on the menu.
I like that.
So, I mean, it's just like, it's really magical. So you want to read what's going on in the chat, maybe take some questions before we get to the chart and see how everybody's doing and what everybody's, I know they're happy to see you back.
Yeah, I have been talking to people in the chat. That's why you keep seeing me look down, because I have my phone over here with the chat open. There's not any really questions. They're like, hello, good evening, very eventful time, and yeah, we're good on the chat. It looks like.
Okay. Well, who's here? Let's get some names out. Who's?
Oh, I can tell you who's here.
Yeah. No, we got some good folks.
Yeah, we got Rose.
Hi, Rose.
Yeah, Hope.
Yes, Hope is a regular. Rose is a new regular.
Okay, and we got Mary. Do you know Mary?
Yes.
What about Cassiopeia?
No, I think they're new. Welcome. If you're new in the chat, if you'd like to share your big 3, Anjani and I might give you some free insight real quick to it. But I always like to have the new people share their sun, moon, and rising placements if they feel so inclined, And also, you guys know that Mercury is in a trine right slap dab in the middle to Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus. Okay, and this, I think, also, Anjani, is setting us up in a way, right? Because we also have the Pluto-Neptune sextile, right? Both of them retrograde. This is where the veil, you guys, is very thin. There can be some paranormal activity. We can see some quantum jumping and leaping in timelines. I've been experiencing, and my wife has been seeing, going through stuff like this. And oh man, I mean, we did when I was in a spiritual retreat, this weekend in Sedona, you guys, with Miss Rika Zimmerman, and I'm trying to get her to come on the show. We did some work with a gentleman who I'm going to have on. His name is Peter. Forgive me, I don't remember his last name right now, but he does work with the trees. And Anjani, I have never done this, and you probably have because you do everything. But he had the trees, playing. Trees have their own music and sing. So I heard oregano sonically, how it sounds, and then a quick brief of a marigold plant, and it was beautiful. I was just like, what? Like I definitely get the energy of trees. I've been earthing and grounding for a while now, and I'm even though I'm a hip hop dude from New York, I'm man enough to say, yes, I hug trees, and it's dope. I never thought I'd ever utter those words, Anjani, but I keep it real. Hugging trees is crazy powerful and it's dope. Jupiter, Taurus, get with it, people. Okay. But seriously, like that's the type of stuff I was doing this weekend, and it was amazing. And he actually had all these different oils, and then we were doing the 528 frequency and other different healing frequencies, and it actually took away my elbow pain. I was having crazy elbow pain for like months, and then it like really hit the fan on Thursday night, and then we did this on Friday. I think it was Friday or Saturday night. The elbow pain went away, and I was like, wow, like, and it still feels good today. So, I mean, just little examples, but I think we also have to be very intentional in terms of with this moon, right? And Anjani mentioned it about it illuminating things, being conjunct Saturn. We can also, like you said, Anjani, bring our dreams and manifestations into reality. Now, it doesn't happen without putting any effort or work in, but yes, part of the effort is just knowing and accepting and trusting and having that faith that God source energy is gonna, make it happen with your positive intention. So often we try to just, I know as a Virgo, I gotta make this perfect and fix this and do that. And sometimes it's like, listen to the Pisces, just be still, chill out, relax.
Yeah, the Pisces also is, I really feel that Pisces is really connected to the dream. So it has to do with that undercurrent of water that's flowing through us, that is our unconscious or not yet conscious mind. The mind of what I like to say for Pisces is creator's dream of you. So it's like, what was creator dreaming of? You were created. And so with a lot of the dream work is actually going in and see that what you just said is if you know what the undercurrent of your consciousness, you start to get a understanding of what that is, then you will see it paralleled equally in your day. So when you open your eyes and look around your house and your space, it is a reflection of what that water is in your dream space. And so this full moon, I feel like we'll be able to have a better idea of, I remember my dream one time with feeling the cloud of my awareness. Like I was going through a heavy time and I could see the undercurrent of my reality. And when I woke up, I was like, we need to change that, because that's what I'm experiencing in my day-to-day reality. And so I started really getting serious about dream work and doing a lot of techniques. Like one thing, listen, if you don't take anything else I say from this call, one thing I would really love back is that when we get into tomorrow and the following day, what would that be? The 30th and the 31st, maybe even September 1st, when we get into that Pisces moon, those Pisces moon days, that you go, before you go to bed, that you just write, I call them my dream teachers, my dream teachers. Hello, dream teachers. I intend, or I declare, or something that's powerful, yet the way you would speak to somebody that you love and respect.
Right. And you can guide your dreams, so that way you can astral travel and travel out. the physical body gets tired, the soul's not tired, but you want it to leave from the upper chakras, not the lower. And so you have to, you set the positive intentions for your dreams. You're right. It's so important, you guys, and it's beautiful, right? And I'm going to let you guys know, I have a little code to help you remember your dreams, and it does work. So use it wisely. 2137. You say that 10 times before you go to bed, and not only can you remember your dreams, but you can be conscious in them. And it works. So I don't use it all the time, but just little helpful hint, like Anjani's saying. But like you said, we can set those intentions, and you ask God's source, like, allow my dreams. My wife does something what you said too, in terms of like saying like, let, everything that I don't need, that is not for my highest or greatest good, take it away and give me back when I awake in the morning all the things that I do need for the day, and help me guide my dreams to my highest, greatest good. And it's important. I like the dream teachers though. That's cool. I like that. So can I ask you, Anjani, what about this? And we're going to get to the chart in a second, but what do you think about just still the T-square of the nodes in play here, right? I mean, we're still dealing with the Aries and Libra South Node, right? And that T-square to the Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. How do you think that can play in to the whole, Pisces super full blue moon conjunct Saturn, which rules Capricorn?
Yeah, so that Pluto situation with the nodal axis has been ongoing, and it's kind of the overarching theme of what a lot of this year is going to and will continue to be about up until about November timeframe. It's going to still be tight. The orb is still pretty tight.
Yeah.
So for me, the way that's looking and the way I imagine it to be looking, because we don't really know Pluto. Pluto is not in the ancient texts. Pluto is one of the newer planets that we're with. So all we have is what we have observed, and so it's new. So looking at
we know it's it's breaking down all the structures. We know that.
The way that I've been looking at that square to the nodal axis has been about, so we got to look at the fact that those placements are all in cardinal signs, which are the formation of structure. So Libra being the formation and structure of relationships, especially the way that we communicate within community and within the structures of relationships. And then in Aries, cardinal sign of fire, it is the structure of the way that we guard and protect, the way that we individuate. So like the sun rising, we do again, and we.
You there? Anjani? Did she freeze up?
Yeah, she's frozen.
Okay, the internet is bad. All right, so we're going to go to the chart.
I think it's her internet, not yours.
Okay.
Because your chat's working and everything.
All right. Let's see if she's back. Well, all right, don't go to the chart yet because she may log back in. Okay. Well, Anjani, we're going to see if she can fix her internet. And, but then we're going to go to the chart. Okay, wait, she's coming back.
Hey, I got dropped. I thought you were dropped.
No, your internet was a little choppy before.
Oh, is that right?
Huh?
Is that right?
Yeah, but it got worse and froze you up.
Oh my
But
God. Here, you go
that's okay.
ahead.
But let's go to the chat, and then you can continue talking. I'm going to bring up the chart. Sorry. And you can finish talking about the Pluto, and then we'll look at the chart at the same time.
Okay. I'm going to change my connection real quick.
Okay. Well, as you're doing that, so you guys, as you can see, this beautiful chart, right? And this is I'll zoom out for a second so you can see the full thing. 9:35 p.m. Eastern, right? I have it for 6:35 because I'm in Arizona, West Coast, and Anjani's in California, right? So, but the Pisces ascendant, right, and the super full moon, you see here, it's a Pisces rising for the chart. So this does tell us also not just to focus on the moon and Saturn, right? And we have Neptune, it's all in the ascendant, the I am, right? The first house, but we look at the Jupiter, the chart ruler, right? So that's the Taurus, Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus in the third house, okay? And Mercury, you see how Jupiter and Taurus are here. Mercury and Virgo in the seventh house, it's really in a trine. And don't forget, we have Lilith in the party, okay? And true Black Moon Lilith and Virgo, that's my natal placement, you guys, and a part of fortunes here. So this is also speaking to about us connecting instinctually with the other half for business partnerships, relationships, right? Anjani and I reconnecting to bring you guys this episode of Knowledge is Love with the super Pisces blue, I can switch the order, Pisces super blue full moon, okay? And Venus being retrograde, still very much in a conjunction to Juno in our daily routine, right? Working on our self-love, our heart chakra. But I want you guys to understand that this Mercury really in a trine to the Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus, and we have the Pluto. There's a lot of earth energy, right? We're dealing with the earth, the water, and then we got the whole cardinal like she was explaining. But this chart is really illuminating how we have to bring things into reality. Don't forget that Jupiter is our fortune, the guru, the shaman, our optimistic nature. And it's biology and finance. For you ladies, it can be a husband, right? The third house, our local friends, local community, social media. Okay? So I think that this is a really good time to allow yourself to get grounded into the things that you need to assess in your life, the material items, right? Remember Anjani was talking about the business coach. Anjani, are you kind of back or? Okay, let me check and bring her back in a second. But, with the business coach in terms of her, bringing things into reality. Let me see. We can bring her back in and get back to the chart. So it's just very important to understand that we have to be grounded into the earth and our practical nature. Okay. And let me see. Okay. So, okay. You're back now? Okay. All right. Are you back?
Yeah, I've been back here.
Okay. Right. So, yeah, no, I had the chart up, but I was just referencing you about the business coach. And now I don't know, I can't tell if the people can see us or they can see the chart.
They can see the chart mainly, and then we're like little squares. I got us right here on my phone. I'm just talking.
Okay, so the chart is up. Okay, no. Okay, I just want to make sure the chart is up. So you talk about that because I was talking about how the Mercury is in trine, right, to and all this earth energy, in really speaking to bringing things in the physical reality, And what you were talking about, like with the business coach, right? And then here's Jupiter in the third house, social media, right? But Jupiter could also represent husbands for the ladies, right? Uranus. So in terms of bringing things into reality, what do you think all this earth energy is kind of saying to us at this full moon?
Yeah, so I've been studying a lot about Uranus because of being in my Uranus opposition.
Yes.
And I really feel when Jupiter and Uranus get together next spring of
April,
2025, that is we'll know really then. We'll know for sure then. We will definitely feel it and see it. But the hints that I'm having are telling us that wealth and prosperity is going to look very different than anything we've seen in our lifetimes. And my sense is that it is going to be, you're wealthy when you have a strong, intimate connection with the earth. You can grow food. Maybe you are in a good bartering system with people in your community.
Yes.
Maybe you own property, or you share crop, or puts your money together with other people, and you have bought property, and everybody's filling out units of the land. Wealth is going to just look extremely different. And for us now, and it's not now just started, this has not just started, but there has been a big push for us who've been listening to hone our skills, to get something. You already have it, isn't? You don't have to go get anything, but there is something about you that is extremely valuable that you've been not working on because you've been in somebody's cubicle, or you've been working at some place to get money. I knew a shaman who was driving for Lyft. I was like, this is just wrong. Like,
exactly.
This is just wrong. So what's been happening is that we have been, especially in 2020, we had a great opportunity to use our time differently. So really honing our skills. So whatever it is that is in you, that is your value and the thing that you're really good at by nature, it's time to really bring those things out and become the resources. You become the resources. That's
Amen.
what I'm seeing with the Jupiter Uranus conjunction. And now with Mercury making this harmonious aspect, which we will see it throughout the retrograde to Jupiter, that we are having an opportunity to receive epiphanies about our connection with the earth. So those things you mentioned about grounding, hugging trees. I have a tree I sit in every morning, just really connecting in with the earth in a meditative space. So what I like to do is run, sprinting. Once I get up to the top of the hill and I'm at the tree, I'll just sit down. My body is just, your muscle fibers are twitching, and you're breathing really heavy. So you can't really be thinking about kind of anything. And I'll just sit there and meditate, and with my feet on the grass, whatever it is for you. It's going to be something, when I say that, what it is for you that gets you in a space that's meditative, but you're also super connected with your body. There is no meditation that just goes here. It's the meditation that gets you in your body, whatever that is for you, that you're feeling your feet and you feel your muscle fibers twitching, and be open to receiving. And you can ask to receive a vision, and be open to listening to it. You might ask, receive an epiphany. What is it that is my true value and worth? What is it how am I the resource? And be open to receiving. If when you ask the question and an acorn falls on your head, take that as part of the message. It doesn't mean you're supposed to be farming acorns or something. Maybe though, who knows? You will know. You just write down. When I do that, if I see something, I'll pick it up. A feather, a rock, whatever it is from that space after I've been doing that meditative work, and I'll carry it with me all day, and I'll take it home and put it on my dream altar. The dream altar is basically a place where the messages that I receive from the unconscious realms of dreams, meditation, or whatever, whatever you want to call that. I'll put it on the dream altar. So all day long, I allow that altar to alter my awareness. And from epiphany, receiving an epiphany with this Jupiter trine to Virgo right now. And it could be a recycled, something that you already kind of thought about, and it could be coming back because Mercury's retrograde.
I think you said it perfectly. And I want to highlight and touch on what you said. So a couple of things. What those skills are, and if you start to really listen, that all started when the North Node, right, was in Gemini, right? That went to Taurus. Now it's in Aries. And that's what started the podcast boom. Now everybody and their mama got a podcast. But it's good for communication, for information, but our hand skills. And like you said, hand-to-hand trading and bartering. With Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus, and what you were talking about with the Mercury trine, it's Virgo is the weed and the medicine. Taurus, right? That's why the moon is exalted. It's the first earth sign. It is literally the grass, the fruits, the vegetables, the garden. And so grounding in nature, but bringing things into practical physical reality and getting into your physical 3D containers, these avatar bodies, is so important at this time, right? And I have to laugh because, they decided to name this new variant Aries, right? Well, that's the goddess of discord. But what they don't understand, it's to get to a higher truth. It's a spiritual awakening. This is Aries' sister. So she's sort of the goddess of war, but she caused chaos to get to a higher truth. And for that to be in conjunction to the Aries North Node, this is the time, right, with the Libra South Node and Mars in Libra, where we have got to initiate the healing of positive relationships in our lives, also with the Venus retrograde in Leo with our self-love. But Mars, what does it do? It cuts, separates, divides. We do not need to be around toxic people. If someone is your family, there's family that you choose, and then there's blood relatives. I don't care who they are. They have no permission to steal your joy, be energy vampires, be haters. If you need to, cut the cord and the ties, and this is the time. This is the time to see the reality, see through the veils of the illusion and the deception. If they're not treating you right, then you need to love them from afar and be like, deuces, I'm out. That's what Mars and Libra, look, you guys, in this chart, it's in the 8th house, right? You have the power and the control. Don't let people take advantage, power over, power under dynamics, control you, manipulate you. Mars here, no, I'm out, bye. And then also in a harmonious, peaceful way that's just for yourself with the goddess of harvest here, Ceres, right? Investigate, and this is the time for increasing our health. Anjani knows the plant medicine, the herbs. The chart is screaming it to us, you guys. Okay, so take advantage of this. Exactly what Anjani said, and that extreme running, Anjani, that is so good because it pushes the body to the limits. And some people, they should just walk for 30 to 45 minutes a day. You could see it in the chart, right? In the 6th house, in different placements. Whatever it is for you, you will know what's best. But do something with the physical body. Do something in nature. Do something to materialize things into reality from the dream world. Don't just be like, oh, I'm just chilling with my crystals and I'm breathing and meditating all day. Yeah, but then what, right? Bring it into physical reality. And your body is a tool. We are spiritual beings, but we're having a physical experience, okay? So let's not ever, forget that. And we have to remember, I'm going to go back to us, but we have to remember, excuse me, I'm trying to figure this out here, how important it is to be, in our physical bodies, okay? And Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, this is all speaking to that, okay? Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, it is telling you, like, hey, the structures and systems, what did Anjani just say? There's going to be new Jupiter's biology and finance, new wealth, new fortune, new luck, new opportunities, new blessings, right? And a lot of it will be through your skills, your self-efforts. This is in the third house. Skills, self-efforts, your communication, what you can bring into physical reality. If I have 2 apples and Anjani's got kale and broccoli and we trade, then we both have fruits and vegetables. Yeah, that's what it is. The Aries North Node is telling us, guys, it's time to be the leaders of your own lives and take charge. In astrology, that's what's so great about the chart, the map of your life. There is no victimhood. Get rid of the bad stuff with the ego and the beliefs and know who you are in God, right? Black Moon Lilith and Virgo, I have that placement. I know the minute I eat something, Anjani, and my wife didn't believe me at first, when we first got married, but the minute I eat something, I know I can literally watch it and feel it digest, go down my body. I know if it's good, bad, or indifferent within a couple of seconds. That's true Black Moon Lilith and Earth signs, and especially in Virgo, connected to what? The wheat and the medicine. So, this is a beautiful energy and a beautiful chart. So when you talk to people about, because I know you like to do, from some of your Navy days and just all of your massage work that you do, give people, whether it's reflexology or the yoga or the stretching, give people some practical physical tools or recommendations that you think could be helpful, right, with this Pisces super blue full moon. And then I always suggest with the water stuff, Anjani, and let me know if you feel with this or agree with this, even just whether it's Home Depot or Better Homes and Gardens, getting a water feature to hear the flow of water in your home. It can be so peaceful, harmonious. And I usually recommend it to people when they have like water in their 4th house, their 6th house, certain placements. I see it so clearly in a chart and I'm like, oh, you need to have water in the house, a water feature or a fish tank. But share with the audience some practical things that they can do that you recommend, even, past the running, for their physical bodies at this time.
Yeah. The running mention was most just because to get the muscles twitching, so
Yes.
the body was peaking.
No, I think it's great.
But if you don't run, you could still do, I think for that particular thing, even if you just walk up a hill to get your blood and your muscle fibers going. But for this specific full moon, because Saturn is there, I will be taking Epsom salt baths with crystals in the bath. So what I do is find the crystals in the bath, and I have Saturnian crystals, which are going to be those that are made out of like pyrite, and there's like that magma, that heavier stones, the heavier dense stones.
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
Yes, tourmaline, your thing. So I'll be doing that. Also, what I will be doing is not boiling, but making a tea out of chamomile and then pouring that into my bath. So just getting more of the like angelic, spiritual cleansing type of things.
And is chamomile, does that help with that? Is that like sort of a purifier or a cleanser? Is that why you use that? But is that why you use the chamomile, Anjani? Is it sort of like a cleanser or a purifier? Okay.
All plants have some kind of cleansing, some kind of purification. Chamomile is very calming to the nervous system. So during this full moon, because Saturn is there, I feel like and believe me, oh my gosh, just all the weather things that have been happening, the fires and the people suffering, and that thing in Maui has a lot of people. So
devastating.
Anything that we can do right now to work with the Uranian energy, Uranus being in Taurus and having solar shaking shungite is good. Yeah.
No, I think Anjani might have froze up again. So you guys understand, right? What she's getting at is very important, that you are willing to, one, think of Uranus, the spiritual awakener, think outside the box, right? Think of the earth minerals and the plants that you can use for your benefit for this super full blue moon, right? And allow yourself to be a little weird, bizarre, unique. Remember, Saturn is the container, right? It holds the DNA, the lineage of the physical body, right? Well, in Pisces, it's it's like a oxymoron, it's a contradiction. But Saturn wants to, kind of get you to have the boundaries and the discipline, but the spiritual rituals and routines. So you can do that. She'll be coming back in a second. But you know what I mean? This is the time for you to do that. Okay? So practice the self-love and the discipline. Now, you saw the North Node in the second house with the Aries. Your values, your family, your speech, your food. Guys, you need to decide. You need to choose health, right? All these planets retrograde are telling you, be prepared for whatever's coming. Be prepared for whatever foolishness that they want to try to inject upon us, and really focus on the health. I was just continuing what you were saying about how important it is at this time, as we're going into fall season and winter and maybe another strain of whatever, that we need to focus on our health. Mm-hmm. And that's what, you were really alluding to, and how important it is. That Aries North Node in the second house is our food and speech. We have to speak up for ourselves and be like, no, I don't want this. Yes, I want this, right? The South Node, Mars, and the Goddess of Harvest series in Libra in the 8th house. It's not an accident, people. Get the herbs and the plants. Get your spirulina. Get your ashwagandha, right? Get your sea moss. Get your burdock root. Get your butt healthy. Fall, winter, it's coming. This is the time. Don't wait, right? Virgo season, the harvest, right? So let's do it. Be intentional. So besides the Epsom salt bath, Anjani, anything else in terms of, let's say, physical movement? Any yoga poses or body, work stuff that you can recommend?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I know. I'm in your wheelhouse. That's why I wanted to ask you, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. I have a whole, you know what? You guys,
give them your website. I linked everything down in the description. So you guys follow Anjani on Awaken the Dream School on YouTube. Visit her website, AnjaniSiegrist.com. And then also, she got a big following on Instagram, VenusGemStone. But tell them some of the things that you sell and create and make. And
what I was going to say is that I have a video on my YouTube channel that it's called 6 cleansing techniques and 6 ancient cleansing techniques to do every day. And that's what I would recommend for this full moon. You just watch that and pick 1 or 2. These are things that I do every single morning. It's just taking a minute to dry brush, do some oil pulling. First thing in the morning, this little health routine will change your life. It really will, especially if you're waking up and just starting your day without taking care of your body. Implementing these 6 techniques, it can take you as little as 20 minutes every morning, and it will change your life. It will change your mindset. It will change everything, because you're putting yourself first. And self-love is actually a discipline that you have to, Saturn, you have to contract yourself and make a contract with yourself that you're going to do this. And then as soon as it becomes a habit, you don't want to miss it. I haven't missed this thing for a day in the last 10 years since my youngest was born. So
that's beautiful.
I take it, if I'm traveling, I will bring the lemons or the limes with me to make the little lemon water. I have a little neti pot. So the water, let me tell you something about the neti pot.
Break it down, girl.
The neti pot, while you're cleaning your nasal passage, you're washing away any bacteria or anything that could be in your nasal passage, but it's also tonifying your pineal gland, because that space is able to have a clear passage of energy running through there. There's other things you can do to tap into that. I'll just show you one now because it is Pisces full moon. You're going to take the tip of your tongue and you're going to push it against the roof of your mouth, and then you're going to say Om, but in a vibration way. So your tip of your tongue is vibrating the roof of your mouth. That's gonna really activate your pineal gland.
I like that.
These
What do you put in the Neti Pot? Because I remember watching that video, and that was one of the reasons why I reached out to you. When I saw that video, I was like, oh, she's about that life. I like this.
I am about that life. Let me tell you something else. I just put salt in it. You just make it salty enough that it's like your tears.
So the lemon and the lime, you do that for like the warm or the hot lemon water, because that's what we do over here in the morning, right? You know, also we use the tongue scraper. That's really good, you guys. Make sure you're flossing. Tongue scrapers are great. But also we do the either lemon or lime or both in the warm or hot water in the morning.
Yeah, I used to do lemon, but then I learned that lemon is a not natural thing because it's been crossed over with oranges and limes. So
the
now
lime is better.
I have just went to using lime. The way I learned
what we've been doing lately is the lime too. Yeah.
Okay. In India, the way I learned it was to use limes. So the lime, a little honey, and a little, in India, if you're dehydrated, they will say honey and salt. But just for a general wake up in the morning, I will do
Celtic salt is really good, right? To help you hydrate the water in your cells.
Yeah.
The Celtic
really
salt,
good.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say? Oh, this is what I was going to say. Virgo, my North Node is in Virgo conjunct Saturn. So this thing, my son's dad used to get so frustrated because a lot of people in my life, I feel like they come into my life and they think that I'm going to help them be as disciplined as I am with health. But I'm like, you don't have my chart. Like, I am very disciplined with my health because it's in my chart.
It's in your chart, yeah.
Yeah.
And for you, I see in terms of knowing your chart, and this is what people have to understand. We can never see our chart and still walk in alignment with it. But then when we get the chart revealed to us, and then you start to really study and learn it, it can be an asset and a best friend and a benefit to kind of help guide you through the map of your life. And it makes the roadmap even easier. So then you can accent your gifts, and then you can work on your challenges and struggles and tougher energies. But yeah, like when you have the Virgo North Node and Saturn, it's like health discipline. That's like drinking water for Anjani. But for the next person, it could be super difficult. They're like, adios mio, I can't do this, mommy. And Anjani's like, oh, this is easy. What are you talking about? Just do that, and you're done. So it is different for everyone. You know?
My daughter used to always, since she was little, she's 20 now, but she used to always be like, Mom, you should bring people over to our house and have them sleep here so they can like do this health routine with you. I know that this would be something that would help cure so many problems. That I'm 44 and I have never felt better in my life. And I think
that's right.
I really put it on how much of that regular maintenance I do for health. So this full moon is about that. That's also because we are in Virgo season. The next moon that we have, the Virgo New Moon, I feel like I can't wait because we're having these like reversals, right? So we're in Virgo season, but we won't get the new moon until towards the end of Virgo season. So it's like we're kind of getting the workbook right now, and then we get like the test, or no, the test is now because when the sun is there, that's when we need to do the things. And then when the moon gets into the new moon in that sign, that's whenever we get the workbook. That's more like we're getting to understand the material more meticulously, like the moon moving through every little section of our chart. Your wife is asking, can I introduce my 14-year-old to your daughter? He's so hard-headed. Oh, yeah, Jasmine. I told Jasmine yesterday on the phone, she needs to write a book. That girl, she's 20 now. So, but she is so, she's an Aries. She's, she's very, oh,
Well,
okay.
we do have a 23-year-old Virgo. I am, trust me, Anjani, I'm at the point now where I understand totally
What's that?
arranged marriages.
Arranged marriages?
Yes, I get it now
Why?
because with all the stuff that's been going on the last couple of years, I'm like, oh my God, I've got to get wives for my sons because this world is, you know what I mean? So like, I'm like, yeah, people that have the same philosophies of life, it's like, okay, yeah, I get it now. Arranged marriages, they make a lot of sense to me now.
Yeah.
Especially with all the stuff that's going. So let me ask you this, because we spoke about this via text. But so, for example, for my wife and for you, for all the Pisces sons out there, and maybe let's get to the chat after I'm done with this, and
Okay.
read some of the comments and questions. But if you are a Pisces sun sign, I heard that it's a good time that when the moon is transiting your natal sun for you to do a fast. So tell me what that's called, because I think you know the term. And how does that work? Do you do it the full 60 hours, 2.5 days? Or do you just do it, let's say, like tomorrow with the full moon? Like,
Yeah.
how would you recommend a Pisces sun to deal or to do the fast if they want to do that during this time?
Have you shared that with your audience about that work with the sacred secretions? Basically, the yoga practice has really been built off of a lot of the concepts from that sacred secretion. So basically, what's happening is that there's a nectar that's being dripped down through the back. It's apparently from your brain, from that area of
and it goes down to the spine, right?
Yes, and then it'll drip back.
That's the claustrum, which is
Yes.
where it came with the name Santa Claus.
Exactly. Yes. So for as far as fasting goes, I do not recommend that everybody fast. There's some people who absolutely should not be fasting.
Okay.
For this is the way you can tell. If you're very weak, dry skin, dry hair, brittle bones, you're very young or very old, all of those are people who should not be fasting.
Okay.
You need ghee, you need oil, you need to increase vitality through, you need fuel.
Okay.
So, but as far as everybody else, if me and you, we're, a little thicker and like oily and have a good amount of hair and we're not depleted, that's what you're looking for. If you're full and thick, the fasting is totally super beneficial for us.
Okay.
And just the day of is
of the full moon. So like tomorrow, I can tell my wife that's a good day for her to fast.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. You want to prepare for it the day before and focus on hydration. Just really focusing on hydration. So that lemon drink with a little salt, that would be perfect during a fast.
Right. And sometimes what we do is with the distilled water, the organic maple syrup and cayenne pepper. I tend to love that a lot. That really cleanses me out.
Yeah, that's good.
The cayenne pepper is so good. So you want to go to the chat before we end the show and see what people are saying?
Last thing I want to mention is the yoga posture for Pisces is Shavasana, which is the corpse pose.
Okay. Corpse pose. I don't think I know that one.
Oh, it's the most important. Just like Pisces is the last of the zodiac signs, corpse pose is the last of it's like everything in your yoga asana practice, your physical posture practice is to get you to the corpse pose. So basically you lay in a neutral posture, your arms spread out, your hands, palms are faced up, your feet, they just kind of flop out to the sides, you relax everything. And I have a video on my YouTube channel guiding you through Shavasana.
Okay. So you guys go to the Awaken Dream School and watch that. But so that's a good one to do tomorrow.
You know what? I'll boost that up to the top. So it's right. It'll be my next. I'll do that right as soon as we get off here. That's a really good idea.
Or you could even link it and then put it in the chat in the show in the comment section.
Yeah.
And link it there. So then people could just click on it and just watch it right there.
There you go.
You know, because I want people to, you know, have that easy access so they can subscribe and follow you and then, you know, and all that stuff. And you guys do me a favor. Make sure you hit the like button, but after we are done with the show in a few minutes and it's posted, go back and like it and comment and just, you know, it helps it to grow in the algorithms. And make sure you go and follow Miss Anjani on YouTube at Awaken the Dream School, okay? But yeah, no, I'm really excited for this energy. And you guys, listen, I'm gonna let you get to the chat, but I just want to say this. It's so important what Anjani said, and you don't have to have your Saturn in Virgo and North Node, but you don't also have to be perfect. Sometimes the Virgo Pisces axis, we can both signs in different ways beat ourselves up for not doing things the way that we always should. So you always want to have compassion and grace and mercy for yourself, but you do not only need to set the intention, but then go do the work, right? Find out what works for you, whether it's yoga, stretching, walking, jogging, breath work, ice cold water showers, grounding, you know, fruits, vegetables, whatever it is. But the thing is, don't do nothing. Be open and be creative. Pisces full moon, creativity, imagination. Try different things. See what works. Try following the moon through your chart. That's why I told you I have this new moon tracking service. It's very important, but you guys have got to get in tune with your physical body. Everybody's talking about, oh, spiritual this and ascending to the 5D, but we are still in these physical containers. So we have to bring things in to the Schumann resonance and grounding and our physical bodies. So then from there we can spiritually grow and ascend. But please, self-love, okay? That's what I want you to do for this super blue Pisces full moon. Let's go to the chat before we wrap it up, my friend. See what's going on.
Okay, you know what? I don't see any questions. I see a lot of people telling us, okay, we have Anisha who says she's a Leo rising.
Hi, Anisha. I think she's new.
Gemini moon in the 11th house, Taurus sun in the 10th. Hey, you know what? I wanted to just, let's give people who's going to feel this the most kind of thing. Now that I see this Leo rising. So that would be Pisces Virgo people. And then also, so we're looking at the axes, who's Pisces Virgo, obviously that's the main one, but then we're going to have people hitting the 90-degree angles. So who is that? That's
the Gemini Sag.
Right.
Gemini Sag is going to feel this. Mm-hmm. Leo definitely will, in the sense that because of the Venus being retrograde. Mm-hmm. But I think, yeah, definitely with the chart ruler, Jupiter, you know, Taurus is going to feel it as well. Mm-hmm. You know, with the Jupiter Uranus. You know, this is the type of energy, because the chart is kind of diverse right now. I think the fixed signs get a little break because they've been through it the last 18 months. But overall, the mutable and the cardinal, they're all in play, right? With the Aries and Libra, the nodes, and the Pluto retrograde Capricorn. Mm-hmm. So cardinal signs, mutable signs, so Earth, water, and then, you know, the Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and Libra. You know, you're definitely going to be feeling this. You know, I think Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius should get a little break. But the point is, you guys, look in your chart, see where your Virgo, Pisces houses are, and honor those placements and those themes of life. They tell you a story. The chart is so layered. Each house represents 40 to 50 things. So, you know, you can go through on my playlist and watch my, you know, explanation of the 12 houses. So you understand, like, oh, I got Pisces in the 8th. Oh, my Pisces in the 3rd. Oh, my Pisces is in the 11th.
Where is your Pisces?
My Pisces is in the 5th.
Oh, so it's going to be a fun time for you and your wife.
and all of my kids. But yes, I think that it's going to be a wonderful full moon.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to it. I think I'm definitely going to be into creativity, imagination, romance, also the children. Maybe I'll even shoot a little mini movie with the kids. You know what I
Nice.
mean? And I do something creative and fun with them. But we always like to take our crystals and charge them outside. You know, we always get out the sound bowl, we do a guided meditation with the kids. And I want you guys to understand, don't have children and then not include them in your spiritual practices. Yes, sometimes kids think mom and dad are woohoo and wild and weird and crazy. But Anjani will tell you, because she's been doing it with her kids, I'm sure, like you said, forever.
Forever.
But it's important. Teach them stillness, especially in the technology age with the social media and iPads. Your kids need to learn how to breathe. They need to learn how to be still, how to meditate, how to communicate with God. It's important. So don't you watch Anjani and I and then go off and do it all by yourself and then forget about your kiddos. They need it too. This world, the schools, it's chaotic for them. So give them the tools, you guys, to instill stillness, breathing, nature, all these different things for your children. Don't leave them out, okay? It's very, very important. All right, so any last I like that chart though, Anissa. Was that Anissa with the Leo rising?
Yeah, and then this other, we have someone who says her Pisces is in the 6th. So that full moon going through the 6th house, that means Virgo is in the 12th. So that whole axis is really it.
Libra risings, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for you with the Libra rising, I would suggest do the Epsom salt bath like Anjani was mentioning, and some reflexology on your feet. Okay. When you got Pisces in the 6th house, you got to take care of those toenails and your feet. Okay. Nurture and love on them. That would be really nice.
Hey, let me show you. Let me just show you the little reflexology movement, because I know if I didn't know about reflexology, I would be like, I can't do that because I don't know. You can look on the YouTube and everything, but basically what you're gonna do, there is a foot map. You can find the map. Don't get worried about that though. You can just grab your foot
and rub them. Yeah.
There it is. And the movement is, you think of an inchworm. So you're just going to take your thumb along your foot and do this little inchworm movement through. You can go from your heel all the way up to your toes.
And it's important to rub the top of the toes too, like above the nail, like the very top. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, every single inch of your foot has a co-respondence with the organs and the other parts of your body. So that reflexology tip is actually really, really good for a Pisces full moon.
Yes, it's and because in medical astrology, Pisces rules the feet, you guys. And so nurture that, it's important. And, I would definitely, as you go to bed tomorrow night, whip out the book, the dream book, the journaling.
Yeah.
It's important. You can even start, if you've never done it, start keeping a dream book tonight.
I have free resources. I think it's a little playlist for how to do dream work. The little things that I had started to mention during your call, I have instructional videos to go through doing dream work. And definitely as a Pisces sun person, I massage my feet every night before I go to bed. I wash my feet. If I don't shower my whole body, I will go in and wash those feet, get in bed and massage my feet. And then first thing in the morning when I wake up, I just tap the bottoms of my feet. It's a Chinese medicine technique to get the chi flowing.
Yes. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. You're such a practical Virgo North Node Saturn, my friend. I love it. But listen, you guys, you may not be as disciplined as Ms. Anjani, but hey, any tips that we shared, try them. Have an open mind. Uranus is in Taurus. Spiritually awaken that physical body. Don't be afraid of trying new things, because it just might be the new routine for the rest of your life. And it's important to be intentional. Remember, I was telling you with Saturn and Pisces, I've been saying this to them, Anjani, be maniacal, intentional about the positive self-talk, about the spiritual rituals and discipline. Hey, some people will tell you an hour a day, but even if you can start at, 10, 15, 30 minutes, do it. And don't feel guilty. You might not be able to get to a certain level or whatever. Maybe you're just like, wait a minute, I just did stretching and breath work and it was only 16 minutes. I'm tired. Okay. But you did it. You did 16 minutes. That's better than nothing. So that's what I want you to understand, because I know as a Virgo, I can be pretty tough on myself. So whatever your sign or placements are, give yourself that grace and mercy, but try something. And this is the full moon to do it. This chart aligns where you, as a Pisces rising, can morph and shapeshift into anything you want tomorrow. That's what this super blue full moon is letting us know. We can manifest and bring things into reality if we're willing to put in the work and discipline. We can co-create with God consciousness and make it happen. So just do it. Okay? It's really, really important. So I think that's pretty much it, my friend. We gave them the tools, the soup, the food, the herbs, the stretching, the rubbing on the feet. Put on some creative music. Maybe you go and find some dope songs by E Complete, and you're just like, oh, I want a little intelligent hip hop as I do my stuff, and just rock with it. I got you. We got you. So I don't know. I'm just so glad to see you again, my friend. Let's not make our next connection this far apart. And I don't know, any closing messages for the good people?
Yeah, I'm gonna put links. Now I'm like, you guys, do the dream thing. Like that, if do the dream thing. It's so easy. My kids do it. Do the dream thing.
Yeah, share. I want you to put that in the comments, after the show. And you guys share this with a friend, share this stuff with a friend, this episode. Please comment after, it's done, and go visit, AnjaniSiegrist.com, but also subscribe to her YouTube channel. Okay. And thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. It's Tuesday, the day of Mars. So before you go to bed, maybe do a little exercise tonight. Mars, listen, you honor Mars when you lift weights above the shoulders, right? That's Mars. You want to exercise, right? So what I've been doing since I'm a Scorpio rising. So now that my North Node is in Aries, what I've been doing is lighter weights, but I've been exercising 7 days a week and 3 times a day. Right? So that's really been nice. So the morning weight lift, the midday, then some grounding, stretching. There's different variables because I'm busy working with clients and family stuff or whatever, but I try to just lift the weights 3 times a day, especially on a Tuesday, because Mars Tuesday is the best day to run your errands and exercise, your hard weightlifting days. Okay. So tomorrow, well, it's Mercury, right? Wake up Wednesday, the day of Mercury. So tomorrow is about your communications, but it's also a great day with this super full moon for breath work. Mercury's the lungs, stretching, communicating, send the letter, the email, forgive somebody.
Mercury is also good for fertility when you're trying to get pregnant. Did you know that? Mercury.
Oh, I thought it was all about Jupiter.
No, Mercury, it transfers messages and actually is what carries the message of getting that sperm over into the place it needs to be to catch the connection with the egg. And then once that egg and sperm have come together, Mercury is also involved in the transit between that new bundle of cells making its way safely into the fallopian tubes and into the uterus. So Mercury is Really, yeah.
And Mercury's the messenger. Because I know Jupiter, Venus is the sperm, and then Jupiter can show the expansion or abundance of children and stuff, but Mercury is the messenger to do that. Okay. Okay. Well, maybe that's why I procreated so much. I've done my part. I have done my part.
Oh, God.
Because, I mean, it's like, I got Jupiter on the ascendant. So I was like, well, that could be part of it. But then I'm super Virgo mercurial. So, and my Mercury is, in Virgo. Not to brag, but my Mercury is exalted and at home and, in Virgo.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So that makes sense. Well, this was so much fun.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys.
Everybody, thank you for the comments and thank you for the conversation. That was so nice chatting with you all.
Oh, yeah. No, it was great. Now, trying to log out of here, that's a whole nother thing, but I will figure this out. And also, you guys, please, like I said, like, share, subscribe, comment afterwards. If you were interested, I still have my Virgo birth chart sale going on now. So email me at bigeastrology@gmail.com. The new and improved website should be coming soon. Give me about 2 more weeks. Just setting up everything, finalizing it. And I also have my Astrology Foundations course, the early bird sign up. Okay, 9 weeks, September 23rd to December 2nd. We have Thanksgiving weekend off. It's a very, very nice price. You can do installments, right? It's only $278. And then after September 15th, it goes up to $332. So please email me if you want to pour the cement and learn the foundations of basic astrology and learn how to read a birth chart, then you need to sign up. All right. So that's it. And I will see you maybe the end of the week. I might come back on Saturday, Sunday night. But Anjani, my friend, thank you. This was fun like always.
Yeah. See y'all later.
All right, you guys. Bye. Knowledge is love.